This is a very memorable, unforgettable book. I love books and I read a lot. This year I made a personal goal to read one book per week. And in this series, I will share with you some of the books that made quite an impression on me. I hope you enjoy this. I'm here to talk to you about this book, Educated by Tara Westover. This definitely makes it to my top list of 2020 and maybe, pretty much up there, not just for 2020. This is a nonfiction book. It's a memoir by Tara Westover, and it takes a lot of courage from Tara, from the author, to share in somewhat graphic detail on what she's been through with her family and in her childhood. So, I guess just to give you the broad strokes about her life. She grew up in a Mormon family. Her parents are, they're Mormon, and they have a very conservative and draconian view of how a family should be and how each family member should act and behave. And they don't believe in the government, or everything is a conspiracy for them. And they don't believe in the latest, for example, the latest sciences and the latest technologies and all that. Her parents believe that it's a conspiracy theory by the government, that the government is out to get them, and so on and so forth, something to that effect. And she wrote about this. Well, she wrote about her life, her childhood, as how she remembered them, right? And she wrote it very matter-of-factly, very direct to the point, very straight. I guess for me personally, I'm attracted to that type of writing, yung parang medyo almost devoid of emotions, and then letting the reader just feel it, right? Just parang ganyan lang. I'm just gonna tell you what happened, and then it's up to you to decide how to feel about it. And that's what she did, right? She's very straight to the point, matter of fact, and you as the reader, you get horrified and horrified for her. It's a very harrowing experience, growing up in such a conservative family, wherein you almost don't have a room to grow, right? And Tara is a very smart girl. She's a very street smart and very brave kid. Yeah, she has an appetite for risk. She has, I forgot how many brothers she has, pero marami siyang kapatid. And needless to say, right, the family is dysfunctional, and then the dad is bipolar. So may mga bright moments with the dad. There were happy moments with the dad, joyful moments. But then when the other side of the bipolar disease kicks in, it gets really terrifying, to the point of she told some of her experiences, na to the point of her almost losing a limb, or almost practically dying, and you'll find out when you read the book. So yung mga experiences niya, it's almost unbelievable. It's one of a kind, extraordinary to say the least. But more than that, what I really loved about the book is Tara herself, because she is a shining example of what it is to persevere and to risk it all for what you want, right? Because she recognized that she needed to get out of that family. She recognized at a young age that she needed to break away from that vicious cycle in the family. But also, she also never forgot that it is still her family. So it's just very it's paano ba? it's inspiring, but also more than inspiring, I guess, it's super admirable because this girl had the guts to just, you know, do it my way. She practically didn't have an education to speak of kasi nga the parents almost didn't believe also in education. They didn't go to school. They were homeschooled by whatever lang ituturo ng mga parents nila sa kanila. So it's a very, it's a very strange setup. But she knew that she needed to get out of it. So she wanted to get out of it, and she found a way to be good in school. She found a way to be good in school, and she found a way to get a scholarship. Her professors were practically her savior because her professors really believed in her talent, in her mind. So they invested in her, right? And I guess one of the highlights of what happened in her life is that she became a Cambridge PhD at the age of 27. 27 years old. I mean, what was I doing when I was 27 years old? What were you doing when you were 27 years old? And for her, she didn't even have that, that advantage in life, but she managed to do that. And then after several years, she got her Harvard scholarship to become a fellow, Harvard fellow as well. And all of this, even at the background of having a dysfunctional family, of having a conservative family, of having to live with a dysfunctional family and a bipolar father and brother, she managed to still do all of that. So it's really amazing. She led an amazing life. What really resonated with me in this story is that she did it on her own, kind of, and she did it because of almost sheer will, right? Because she wanted it. She knew that she needed to get out of that cycle, and she knew that in order to have a life, a normal life for herself. So that was, for me, that was the amazing thing about it, because that's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy to break away from your family. It's not easy to break away from what you've always known, even though what you've always known may not be the best thing for you. It's never easy. But she did it because she knew that she needed to carve a life for herself, right? She needed to stand up for herself and say that this is going to be my life from now on. And that was, that's great. That's inspirational in its own right. Granted that maybe it may not have ended, at least the memoir, it may not have ended in better terms, but still, just her having the guts and the tenacity to really live the life that she wanted, even against everyone's opinion, even against the people closest to her, right? She still did it because she knew that it's still her life at the end of the day. So yeah, it's this one was published in 2018. Yeah, in 2018, and it's you would have seen this in a lot of best-selling list, and yeah, it's no wonder it's a bestseller. It really is. And more than that, it's nonfiction. It's a memoir. That's why, it makes it even better, I suppose. I mean, this is real life we're talking about. I have to say though, her story reminds me of another memoir I read another memoir I read last year, I think. It's called The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. So The Glass Castle is another memoir that I love, and again, it's about it's about a dysfunctional family, and it's about this girl, yung magkapatid na, they tried to get out of their family and so on. And I think there's a movie of it. Parang si Brie Larson yata is starring in that movie. But yeah, they have very similar tone, similar stories, right? But with Tara, she kind of really, she's kind of a loner, but she's brilliant. So yeah, so I hope that gives you a sense of what this book is about. And even the illustration, even the cover, that means something, right? The cover is actually, for me, the cover is a symbolism of Tara's life, because it is a pencil, right? And she fought so hard to be educated. That's what she wanted. She wanted to be educated. And the pencil for me symbolizes that. But more than the pencil, it's the first thing you see, it's a pencil. But it's not just a pencil. If you read Tara's life, she lives in I think yung bahay nila parang they live at the foot of a mountain. So it's actually also a mountain. That mountain symbolizes a lot of what her childhood was. So even the cover means something. When you read it, you'll get it. And I thought I would mention that because I thought it was brilliant. Whoever thought of the cover. So yeah. So I hope that helps. It's serious stuff. The topic, the subject matter is serious. There are moments na medyo heavy to read, but it's a triumph at the end. It's really a story of triumph in my view. If you do decide to read it, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. If you're in the mood for some serious introspection, this would really make you also think about where you are in your life. And I think it's also a good read for somebody trying to find their way and having their own difficulties. There's a lesson or two or several in this that you would surely get. So yeah, this one stays with you. I have to say, I say that in some of the books that I've read. Yeah, this one, it stays with you. So it's a good one. So there you have it. I hope you like it.